Just think if we had somebody wheeling that around, we could just walk around, right?
Just tape it all together.
Yeah. All right, we're going live soon. Oh, our stuff is on, so people hear us.
How many people?
Live from inside Porsche, Colorado Springs, it's the First Dibs podcast with our hosts, John Deisty and Justin Underwood. Buckle up and let's go for a ride.
Smooth jazz night here at Porsche, Colorado Springs.
It's very smoky in here.
Yeah, it should be. That would be a great idea. We need to have a cigar night. That was David Sanborn. He was a saxophonist. He just died. But he was a stud. So
Yeah.
I thought that'd be a good thing. Good downer to open the show with, you know. Welcome back, everyone. If my voice sounds weird, it's because it sounds weird. This is the First Dibs podcast, live inside Porsche, Colorado Springs.
Yes.
I'm John. That's Justin.
Hey.
And it's a new, we haven't had this vantage point since we had our steering committee buddy guys on way long ago.
Right.
That's probably, I don't think it was 2 years ago. It's probably pretty close, though.
Pretty close. Yeah.
So, my allergies have made my eye look like, I don't know.
This is why we're sitting so far away.
I was playing in a pig pen. And so I'm wearing sunglasses so you guys don't have to deal with that. But welcome back. Do you have any business to talk about?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, because I don't.
Just as of tonight, a 2021 Cayenne, like a regular Cayenne, not a coupe.
Yeah.
I don't know how many miles are on it. I think it's got 37,000 miles on it.
Okay.
But obviously super fresh. I mean, it was traded in here about an hour ago. So that's actually cool because all the Cayennes that we've delivered here as of very recently are agate gray coupes.
True.
Whereas this is an agate gray.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
Very
traditional Cayenne. So that's pretty fun. What else, though, that came in? I can't remember. When did the Targa 4S show up? It's a graphite blue over the Bordeaux red interior.
I think we glanced over it last week, but it was not here yet.
Okay.
That one's sweet. Also mileage unknown. TMU.
I think that one is around 31,000.
That sounds about right. That's a great looking car. Graphite blue, I don't think looked right on the configuration tool, so nobody ordered it.
Yeah.
So it's like a super rare. People are going to ask you, is it paint to sample? No,
Right.
No, it's not. It was a standard color, but super unique. I call it Battleship Gray
Sure.
because that's what it reminds me of, the USS North Carolina battleship
Yeah.
in Wilmington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's a great combo. It's got a silver Targa bar, which I think is a great accent piece for it. But the Bordeaux red interior, that's
there.
yeah.
So the guy that bought it last time saw it on the freeway as he was driving here randomly. No joke. Watched it pull in to service and came up to my desk and said, "John, is that Targa available?" And I said, "No." because it wasn't.
Yeah.
And I got to call him, I think, a week later and be like, you know that one? Yeah, it is available. And he's like, ah, take it. So
Yeah.
it's got the eyeball,
It
I
does.
guess, to say. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I think, and he enjoyed it. He put some miles on it.
Yeah.
During ownership. So that's great. I mean, so many times we see that go out. You know, I love this car, but I'm never going to use it. So anyway.
Well, that's why he is selling. That's why he sold it back to us. Is it wasn't getting enough use in his garage, and he just thought, well, you know, let's let somebody enjoy it, which I appreciate.
Absolutely.
Let's rack up those owners and miles.
That's right.
We appreciate that.
Off-brand, we took in a 2023, I think it's a 23 Mercedes, some kind of small SUV.
It's a GLC 300.
That's right, a GLC 300. It's black with black interior?
Yeah,
I think so.
that could be an au pair's car.
Oh, that would be a great au pair's car.
That's a term I learned from Justin. That wasn't a thing back in Minnesota. Nobody had foreign exchange students that just watched your kids. Like, that's pretty cool.
Right. Yeah. That's a great idea, though. That's a good way to market
Isn't that what
car.
they are? Oh, to au pairs. Yes.
Now, we market the cars to everybody, but just throw like subtle hints out there. This is a great au pair's car.
Yeah, I think so. It's safe. It's big enough. It's quick enough, but it's not too fast. It's a Mercedes.
Yeah.
So if she's picking up the kids from school, it's not going to look like you don't have money, you know? But it'll probably be pretty affordable.
Yeah, I think
I would
so.
expect.
We've got sitting right to our right here. It's a 1987 944 that hasn't run in about 20, 25 years. So it's actually part of our classic car swap meet that's happening tomorrow. Right here at our pre-owned building in the pre-owned lot.
Can we go pick up an LS motor real quick just to put next to it? And it's a package deal.
That's right. There's another idea, just planting that seed for people. So anyway, that's kind of a cool piece. And I love it that it's right at the entrance of this thing. And then I think the guys at RM are going to hook me up with a big white sticker to put on the windshield or maybe back glass that says for sale. It's got the license plate, hanging off the front of it.
Oh,
it's very fitting. Yeah. And truth be known, for this car, it's not bad at all. Mechanically, it needs the fuel system to be run through, whether it's cleaning the tank or replacing it, cleaning out fuel lines, replacing maybe some fuel hoses, fuel pump. It needs a timing belt. I mean, it has a timing belt on it now, but obviously you wouldn't want to drive it around with what's on there. But Alfred that just walked through here right before we started the show, he did just kind of a quick inspection on this car when it first got here. And actually kind of against my advice is he did hook up a battery jumper and turn the engine over just to make sure that it turns over. Like, dude, I asked to do it by hand. He said, well, I did it by hand.
And it wouldn't go. So I hooked up some juice.
So this is just a super cool... I mean, if you want to do some DIY or learn about the cars, this is actually a really cool, fun car to do that. Now, full disclosure, you'll see it tomorrow when you get here. The left rear corner does have some damage to it, where I think during the winter time, maybe a car accidentally slid into the left rear corner. So the taillight's damaged. It'll need a little bit of body work back there, but nothing horrible. I mean, again, it's something that if you want to learn how to do this stuff, it's kind of I think it's a really cool, fun car for that.
Those cars are too good looking.
It's
even as a roached out piece of shit, that car is delightful.
Yeah.
The paint is dripping off in places. There's either horse shit or rust on the front nose. I can't quite tell.
Well, there was one of those old pleather black bras on the front
that
of
was
it,
the problem.
so that was taken off.
Yep. So that could just be plant remains.
Yeah, it's just dust. Yeah, it's just dirt.
That could be. But I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we didn't clean it specifically for the event that's happening tomorrow.
Yeah, I shouldn't. I agree with that.
It's very fitting for a swap meet.
What a wonderful little car.
It's kind of funny to me, and maybe, I don't know, a lot of people don't know what a swap meet is. They ask. I mean, that's totally okay. To me, I kind of think wait a minute, you're 50 years old and you
okay. Here's the game. I am going to bring in a Hot Wheel.
Okay. Just one?
Just one. And I'm going to give it to you.
Okay.
And your job is to trade up as far as you can.
Oh, with a Hot Wheel.
With a Hot Wheel.
I may wind up with a 944.
That's exactly what I'm saying. But, I'll bring in something cool. I'll ask Lewis. We'll get something cool out of the collection. I'll see if I can find something rubber wheel. It's not going to be in package. It's just going to be a car.
A car.
Porsche.
Okay.
Which is going to be hard to get rid of. We don't have many dupes. But we might find something.
That's cool.
And let's see how far you can go in a day at a swap meet. There's a Jalopnik article about a guy that traded a paperclip for a Boxster.
Wow.
It took him a few, it wasn't one for one.
Yeah, right.
But he was able to paperclip for a pencil.
Yeah, right.
Pencil for a pen. Pen for a stapler.
Right. Yeah.
And just leveraged himself all the way up.
That's a lot of office supplies at a swap meet.
Well, it was. I mean, this wasn't a swap meet thing. This was
okay.
This was his goal, was how far can I trade up my paperclip.
Right.
But I think that could be a fun. Maybe that doesn't end today or tomorrow. Maybe we can keep that going through the summer and see how far.
See if I can barter it for one thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
I should be able to do something.
I think you can make some moves tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm super interested to see what's here, what people bring out. Last year, I bought a collection of books, which are factory manuals I had never seen, never heard of that exist. But these were factory manuals intended not for the technicians or people affiliated with the dealership. These were intended for people at home, right? So is kind of what's the, not J.C. Whitney, what's the
Bentley manuals?
Bentley, yeah. This is like the Bentley series for Porsche. It's super cool.
Yeah.
Super cool. But I'm interested to see there. Alfred, again, he's going to be here selling some of his homemade genius tools, really. And then I think he's got some stuff to give away as well, which is really fun.
The stuff that he doesn't sell?
Maybe. We'll see.
There you go.
We had a gentleman drop off some random articles, some headers that would fit onto a 997, I think a 2005 or 6 specifically. A radio, I think, that came out of that same car, and a set of owner's manuals that came out of the car.
Dirty books.
Yeah. But that's swap meet stuff,
It's
right?
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. There's something, it's cool.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely
to
cool.
buy those books from Porsche is probably $300.
And it takes 8 months to get.
Yep. Or you could bring a Hot Wheel,
Right.
and you could have them today.
And trade up.
Yep. So I think that's fun. I'm excited to see who shows up.
Yeah, me too.
Jason from the Colorado Cars and Coffee newsletter is going to be here with his son. He wanted to come down. They're going to go see giraffes later. So if you have any, do you have any lettuce you don't need?
No, I don't. I got rid of all the
you
stuff.
got rid of it? Okay, because that's what the giraffes eat.
Right? Yeah.
So
Do they let you bring your own lettuce in?
not really. I mean, that's fair because, somebody's going to try to microdose a giraffe. And that's probably bad news.
Who was I? I have recently heard about. You mentioned microdosing. Is it DMT or DTM or what? Do you know what I'm talking about? I've never heard of this until very recently. But it's something that has to do with you experience it 2 times in your life naturally. Once is when you're born, and the second time is when you die. And apparently there is a drug that's out there that people are.
It's synthetic death.
Yeah, I guess.
Or birth.
Yeah, I guess.
Interesting. Huh.
And but anyway, I'm not into drugs, right? So I'm learning about this for the first time. And just the description of what people say that they experience of this. And you want to do this?
Yeah.
Right? I need to research that, and probably shouldn't be talking about it on this show. But anyway, it's out there now.
If you need one, call 719-219-5044. Right. Ask for Steven.
We got off track of business because, today was super busy.
I am exhausted.
You should be.
Yeah.
How many cars did you deliver today?
2 for real.
Yeah.
1 for not. 1 for it'll the paperwork will happen later.
Yeah.
So
No, I get that one.
2 and an asterisk.
And then Nancy delivered 1 or 2 today.
Yep.
And then Joe, even Joe, Joe and Lupe delivered 1. So, and everything was coming out of the pre-owned building, which was pretty exciting. At one point in time, I had walked down to the new car building and I saw James and Lupe sitting there, and it was quiet, just quiet. So what are you guys doing? Well, not much, right?
Yeah.
And said well, yeah, John and Nancy can't keep their head above water.
Yep.
It's pretty awesome. We're having fun up there.
Yeah.
So anyway, today was good, and then the Motor City Cars and Bikes event is happening tomorrow as well. So Jordan and the crew at RM
People are already
Windowton.
here parking. We've got double deep Taycans parked
right.
up there, ready to show.
That's right.
That's awesome. We should give demo rides.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Let's get the Neptune Turbo out, and we'll do launch control down the hill.
Oh yeah, you could. You can.
Not now. I was waiting for you to check your words.
Oh my gosh,
Maybe we could rope Joe into that.
He would do it.
Yeah, we could do demo rides with Joe. Just up, entrance ramp, off, and back.
Oh sure.
Right? I think that'd be good.
Yeah, it would be better to launch it downhill. That would be easier for the motors. For if you're doing it all day.
Fine. They're fine.
I know they're going to be fine,
yeah.
but it's still. I mean, we are going to sell that car.
It's pretty flat where you'd be launching it from.
Oh, that's true.
So you'd kind of take off a bit and then drop down.
See if we can launch it over the hill.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a great idea.
I think so.
Maybe that's a raffle prize. Launch
we
a
should-
Taycan.
Well, I think we should just have Joe up there doing it all day. Just laps.
You know what I thought of? I mean, obviously we'd have to discuss this a little bit, but maybe one of the maybe a raffle prize could be appearing as a special guest on First Dibs podcast.
When you say prize, I mean, do these people know about us? Like, I think you could hand out our T-shirts, and they could cut them up into baby diapers. That'd be a thing. But
That's how we're gonna get rid of all those small T-shirts.
yeah, I think so. Well, you could send them to Panama.
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, we should do launches. I think that's a great plan.
Yeah. Well, think about what we have available to do that. I mean, I could see it from here.
Yeah, the Neptune.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be the right one. Or the Cross Turismo, but that's that's even lower miles.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, so it should be fun. And then we'll see who shows up for Motor City Cars and Bikes. So hopefully some motorcycles come out and we can get the Power Sports store. Maybe they can, have some people stop by. So should be a lot of fun.
we can send them down there for the restrooms.
There you go.
Order an espresso.
Yeah, and I'm furnishing the morning time with some breakfast for people that are here. It's going to be way too much. So if you can make it tomorrow, just come empty-handed, right? Come hungry. There's going to be a lot of stuff here. And then we even have food trucks that are going to be here. There's a mini donut food truck that's
I'm
gonna be
excited
here.
for that.
And then the boba guy from last year's coming.
Yep.
So
You've done the state fair. We've talked about this, right?
Minnesota State Fair.
Yeah, the real one. The only one. Tiny Tim's mini donuts.
I don't know.
Watching those little things. They have a miniature. It's like if you went to Krispy Kreme and you watch what Krispy Kreme is doing, they have the same thing, but it's the size of a coffin. And it makes mini donuts. Okay. And it just keeps spitting out. It's like bloop, bloop, bloop. And then it flips them automatically. And they have the oil set to the right temperature. And then they shake it in some cinnamon sugar. Oh, God, those are good.
I can't have those anymore.
Well, or
at least for a while.
I will have yours.
Okay. When is the Minnesota State Fair?
The 10 days leading up to Labor Day.
Oh, so it's actually coming up.
Isn't that sad? Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Memorial Day is right now. So it's the end of summer. But
Oh,
still,
you're right.
It's still right up.
Yeah. I get those confused. What else is happening? I don't really have much more business. We're talking about our events that are going on tomorrow.
So I've got a couple things. There is a new 911 launch on the 28th at 7 a.m. Colorado time.
Okay.
So I'll know all about it by the time I get here.
Right.
It's going. They confirmed it's going to be a hybrid, but they haven't told us what kind.
Okay.
It's like 8 seconds quicker on the Nürburgring than the last Carrera 4 GTS.
This is the regular Carrera?
No, I think it's a Carrera 4 GTS hybrid.
Okay.
So that's my guess. They're talking about more grip, so I don't know if that means more tires or just better control over the power delivery.
8 seconds faster.
On the Nürburgring, yep. So
I mean, that is a lot of time.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So I think it's a 716 now.
Oh my God.
Something like that, yeah. So I think we should do... I want to speculate on the hybrid system. I've heard it's hybrid turbos. But I don't know. Maybe it's a hybrid four-wheel drive system like the Reventon. Or I think that's the one. No, it's the... how do you say scrambled eggs in... Revuelto, I think that's the one.
Yeah, sounds right.
The new Lambo has an all-wheel drive system that's only electric motors up front, so they delete the drive shaft.
Oh.
So I don't know if Porsche's saving that for the turbo or if that's going to show up on the Carrera 4 GTS in 2 weeks.
Wow. That's very
So
interesting.
I'm not quite sure. Everything I believe says it's just the turbos.
Right.
But based on the performance gap, that seems pretty extreme.
Yeah.
For just some extra spoolie turbos.
Right. I mean, although they've already proved that aero and suspension make
that's true.
pretty crazy difference.
The one they tested that made the good time was with the aero kit. It's got the official GTS aero kit on it.
Wow.
So I wonder what's the hybrid system? I wonder what's the power? The current is 473. My over-under is 523.
Ooh. Over-under is 523. I'm going to be kind of conservative. I'm going to say 485.
Well, you're way wrong. But, okay, here's my other question. Is it still turbocharged or is it a naturally aspirated 3.6?
The GTS?
Yep.
Turbocharged.
Still?
Yeah.
Okay, I agree. No, I agree.
Yeah,
but
okay.
there have been rumors circulating that they're going to go to a naturally aspirated 3.6 and then add the hybrid system, and that's what's going to make it more power. So
Okay.
I think everybody there is wrong.
Yeah, so my speculation is going to be that it is the hybrid turbos.
Okay.
Not a hybrid all-wheel
Justin
drive
is in
system.
on all the phone calls with PAG, so take this as gold.
Yeah, the downfall to that is I don't speak German. So yeah, I could listen all you want.
Yeah.
My speculation will be hybrid turbos, not necessarily a hybrid drive system.
Okay.
To me, the hybrid turbos is such a pretty fascinating deal because I mean there should be zero lag, right? I mean absolutely no lag whatsoever.
Yep.
There has to be. I mean, just the plumbing, all that kind of stuff. There's got to be some weight savings. I mean, there's just more. There's just efficiency things there, and being able just to control that.
Well, and you can put the. So a little bit. How about this? Does it use exhaust gas to recuperate energy?
No.
So it eliminates the hot side of the turbo.
Right.
That is interesting because you know what now? It sounds naturally aspirated because there's nothing in the exhaust flow that is going to make it. So in a normal turbocharged engine, the exhaust comes out the exhaust, it spins up the turbo, so there's something in the way, and it quiets it down and takes some of the performance out because you can't tune that engine the same as you would if it was naturally aspirated.
Right.
So if you did that, so here we just figured it out. It's a 3.6 liter naturally aspirated engine.
Okay.
That runs boost that's not boosted off the exhaust gases, that's boosted off of scavenged engine power and braking energy.
Wow.
Holy shit. I think we cracked it. I think we cracked it.
That's pretty amazing.
That's why they're saying it's a 3.6 naturally aspirated engine because the sound
the sound
is a 3.6 naturally aspirated engine.
Right.
But it's getting electric boost into it.
Right.
So it's a 3.6, but it's running 15 pounds of boost.
Right.
So that's double. So it's acting like a 7.2 liter flat six.
Right. That's a pretty amazing. That sounds pretty genius.
Magnus Walker, I don't think you heard it here first, but everybody else did.
Right.
Holy crap.
That's pretty cool.
Porsche was here 7 years ago, but we got there before they announced it.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
I'd put $100 on that.
I like the idea.
I'd put $100 on that.
I think that's pretty sweet.
Or maybe they do still do some exhaust scavenging, but because you don't have to do it in the same way, it's not a 1-to-1. You can run it all the time, so maybe you can let more air flow through, and it doesn't mute it as much.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, speculating that the boost side of it is purely electric driven, and so for the need for the exhaust, I don't see that, because like you say, I mean, it's the flow, right? You've got to get air out. So I mean, you can't squeeze more air in if you can't get it out.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, the largest restriction points, right, on any 911 for that matter, has been the exhaust. So all you had to do was put different headers on, right, that were kind of equal in size to the actual ports, so it could breathe better. And if you can get the air out, you could shove more air-fuel mixture in, which makes more power. So yeah, it's just eliminating that, like you say, the piece in the exhaust, right? There's a fan in the way, right? And then you can hear it. You hear the
and
whistle.
there's benefit there anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
I love the turbocharged Carrera range. And I love the sound of them. You get the whistles and the hisses and stuff. But if you could do like a 991 GTS sound with more shove than a 992 GTS.
Right. Whew. Yeah, that's pretty
compelling.
Sweet.
That's
pretty
compelling.
sweet. That's super sweet.
Well,
and that would make my power number sound pretty stupid.
I think I'm pretty close.
I guess we'll see.
Yep.
What did I say? 485?
Yeah.
All right.
You're not there, but it's okay. That's the next Carrera S, but that's okay. Yeah. I think that's...
But that's cool. It's 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
From finding out more about that. That's exciting, because I know that's been an anticipated car for people.
Yeah. And I think it's been one that Porsche people get nervous when there's a change.
Oh, yeah.
Every time it's, oh my God, there's no more 356. What the heck?
Yeah. I had this discussion with Nancy a while back, and I think I've probably mentioned this on the show before, but she has a lot of concern over the look of the new Taycan that's coming out.
Yeah.
At first, she had some concern. Maybe, I don't know if it was concern, but anyway, she had just the change of the look of the Panamera. Right? The Panamera is all brand new. She was really looking forward to the new Taycan, getting out of her current one into a new one, and then decided not to because of some appeal factor to her. And she said, well, anyway, while she was talking about it, I said, well, that's actually really awesome that you are disliking some change. And that's just, that tells me, right, that's a clear indicator to me that you've been around this brand so long, you're just like the rest of us, right? As far as the Porsche nerd side of it goes, the actual enthusiast, change is hard. Change is very difficult.
Oh, for sure.
It takes quite a while. I mean, even when the 992 came out, it was, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It weighs so much.
Right.
No, it's not.
Right.
It's no different.
Yeah.
Yeah. The nose is lower and sticks out a little further. That's it.
Yeah. I went for a test drive yesterday in the Speed Yellow 2012 GTS. Awesome car.
Yeah.
Right. And the gentleman that was test driving the car, he's definitely been doing some research on 911s. I don't think he's had Porsches before, maybe, but he knew a little bit, but not a lot, which is awesome because, like we've talked about, that lets us do our thing and help educate people. And he was asking some differences between the generations, 996s, 997s, 991s. One of the things that I wound up talking about was the steering. Right, 997s, I say it makes you drive the car. And then 991s, they went to that electrochromatic steering piece.
E-Pass.
E-Pass.
Electric power actuated steering?
Oh, yeah. So that's one thing. So when the 991 was coming
Maybe
out,
it's assisted. I don't know, but
so when the 991 was coming out, that was a gripe about the car before it even came out, right? Because people are hearing about it. When's the last time you ever had a conversation with someone that doesn't like the steering of a 911?
yeah, no, it's true.
Never.
There are, when you're deep in it, there is nuance to it, right? If you drove the either of our 74s without power steering, I would argue they might have better steering even than the 997.
Sure.
If what you want is just feeling what's happening. And then you add some power assist, and that has to dilute it because it's not just you arguing anymore, right? And then when you go to the electric, now it's Porsche engineers doing a synthetic feel for whatever it is. But no, I agree. They're all great. And is the 997 the greatest? Probably. And you should buy that yellow one before Nancy's guy does. That is a delightful car.
Yeah.
But when I drove that car and then I drove the 991 GTS, the Carmine Red one, the Carmine Red car stole me.
Right.
The sound of that engine just ate me up inside.
Yeah.
They just tweaked it. You know, it's 10% better.
Yeah.
Or 13.3% better.
Right. I was helping someone out the other day by taking a Meridian 911 to drop it off for a.
Did you get to drop that off? Did you drive that car? Oh, what a car!
It's pretty amazing. 18,000 miles.
Oh, it's so good.
2001. So there's some things, right, which are kind of funny, and it made me think about it, as I was driving it, because I was quite impressed, right, with the car. And when you're not driving, I have to remind myself that this is how I made a living, was on this car when these were brand new. And you forget just how awesome, right, they are. The noise that car produces, the cabin noise.
Oh, it's so
when you're driving it, it is so distinct, all right, compared to anything else now. And it is a balance between the air cooled and the modern kind of loud grumble stuff. It has a whine. It has a high pitch whine to it. The car is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's now, granted, it only has 18,000 miles on it. So, it's still, like it was in its new form, if you will. Just got a little bit of age on some rubber components, if you will. But yeah, the driving of that car was so much fun, and never getting it really above like 5,000 RPM there was no need.
Yeah, you didn't even hit the power.
Yeah, right. So it also kind of reminded me 2002 was a big change for the 996. Big change.
Yeah,
the 01 though, it was really cool.
I love those cars. We've talked about it on here, but they're 300 horsepower, 3,000 pounds. That's, I think it's 290. Is it 296
on the horsepower?
Yeah, the 3.4 liter from that generation. I think it is.
Yeah.
And you could order one if you got it like very, very lightly equipped without leather and with manual seats. And you could get in 99 the 993 hollow spoke wheels on it.
Right.
And if you did that, you were under 3,000 pounds.
Right. That makes sense.
So even fully juiced, it was probably under 3,100 pounds.
Yeah.
Because you're not adding that much stuff. That's such a light car
right.
today.
Right.
That's wild. That undercuts anything we're building now. Probably a 981. No, I don't think a 981 Cayman's under 3.
No.
Probably a Cayman R, I bet, would be a 2012 Cayman R is probably the last time we were under 3,000 pounds.
Yeah, because the 06 Cayman S's were under 3,000.
Yeah. Yep.
I remember those because they made a big deal about that. 295 horsepower, 2,915 pounds.
Yep.
So they were dealing with the same power to weight ratio of a 911.
Yeah, and that is just delightful.
It is.
I have a client that ordered a T. It just showed up, and he was freaking out a little bit because he's had a lot of big cars. He had an 07 RS when it was new. He's had an 11 RS.
Okay.
He's had a GT3 Touring. He's got some cool classics. You know, he's driven some like big deal cars. I want to say he had a 288 GTO back in the day. You know, like this guy gets it.
Right. Yeah.
And the cars here, and he was worried a little bit about it being underwhelming.
Oh, sure.
Because you've lived in this world of all of this like epic, you know, you're driving GT2 RSs and stuff when they're new. But to me, that car is almost less enjoyable because it's so ridiculously fast. You know, if I have a 911, I want to just love it and use it. And that's where this like 300 to 400 horsepower, 3,000 pound car is just money.
Yeah.
So I talked him off a ledge.
That's cool.
So he's again super excited about the car that just arrived.
Yeah,
he should be. Yeah, no, the thing is, it's going to be awesome. I don't know if he's going to love it more than his 07 RS that he owned new. But I bet it's going to be in the running.
Yeah. I mean, it's apples and oranges.
Oh yeah, they're totally different. Yeah, exactly. But how much you get to drive something, to me, can make me love it more.
Sure.
You know, if we got to talk about the DLS. If I owned that DLS, I would want to drive it all the time, but the windshield alone.
Right.
How many of those windshields did they make?
Right.
Is that a $5,000 windshield?
Right.
I don't know. But
yeah.
Is it a $10,000 windshield? It could be. It's not a $1,000 windshield.
Right.
So I don't know how much I would use it because, you know, how do you enjoy? How do you get comfortable driving $3 million or $4 million? I don't know what those things sell for, but
yeah,
it would be tough. Whereas, you know, it would be like having an exotic pet.
Oh,
you know, like, hey guys, come over and see my alligator. You know, he's awesome. He weighs 850 pounds, and I can feed him a chicken from behind the cage. Or you can have this little adorable, you know, labradoodle that just cuddles you and loves you and licks you, and you get to play with it all the time, and it's awesome. And you get to go on walks, and you if you want to take him to the store, he gets to come inside. And like, they're both cool, but give me the little cuddly lap dog, you know? Because, I don't know. Maybe I should have said Tibetan Mastiff, because that'll still rip someone's throat out. But, you know, it's just a different world. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, talking to, you know, our clients that drive Singers and 918s and stuff like that, it is kind of interesting to get some of their perspective.
Yeah.
On that, and it's actually one of the things that they really love about the brand, like driving the Singer. I think the last one that you helped deliver, I mean, his main reason for like the color combination of that car is that it's very simple. It's not very loud, right? It's not. It doesn't draw really.
You got to know.
Attention. You have to know what it is.
Otherwise, it's just an old 911.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And when you know what it is, it's this is sitting here, right?
Yeah.
But what's happening? I can appreciate because you can park it, you know, on the street and run into the bank or whatever, and no one's going to do anything. So, no, I totally get that. And anyway, the DLS this is a different animal for sure. It's pretty impressive in person. I'll say that.
You've got some pictures. Or I loaded them to the bottom.
Put it up.
Yeah.
There you go.
Car, you see the, like, when was that unveiled? Like 2017? 18, 19? Somewhere there. It's been out to the public for a while, but it's one of those cars that if you walked around it 5 times, you'd see something new 5 times.
Right.
It's wild. It's got a mono wiper.
Yeah, right.
I didn't notice that until, I don't know, we'd had it for 3 days.
Yeah, right.
You know, and like the splitter up front and how low it is. Like, don't tell anybody, but I bumped my toe on it a couple times. You know, like it sticks out more and it's lower. And because it's carbon, it doesn't disrupt the lines of the rest of the car. So the car looks like a normal 911.
Yeah.
But it's got like F1 technology aero.
So to be honest, I haven't really done any research on the DLS. I mean, what could you help educate me on about it?
So Singer is Rob Dickinson's company. I think of him as, you know, kind of a Porsche artist, right? You know, he had a vision for a hot rod that he wanted to drive. So in a way, he's kind of like, you know, the Porsche family, where they were like, if I don't see the, if the car I want to drive doesn't exist, I'm going to build it.
Yeah.
Right. And that was kind of his take. He loved the look. He loved the lines of these old classics. But compared to modern cars, they didn't hold up to the driving experience, right? If you've got a 2016 GT3 RS, it's going to leave a 73 Carrera RS in the dust.
Yeah, right.
Duh. Right? So how can we take that old school look and that old school feel and bring it up into modern stuff? So the Singer Classics that they're calling them now, I think what they do, 399 of them?
Yeah.
Something like that. Those cars were perfect. I think his vision, his idea, he was the first person to really to go back and do the, you know, people call it a tribute album to, you know, the greatest hits of the original air-cooled 911s. And I think that's a really interesting way to see it. You know, you're taking the lines and the fenders and the wide bodies and things like that, and then doing the bigger motors, but then using the newer 6-speed transmission. And they're just doing a really nice job of kind of doing all of that. And I think they took, at that point, the air-cooled 911 to the pinnacle of what an air-cooled 911 could be. Right? You know, I mean, a 993 Turbo S and a Singer Classic. I'd probably have to drive them both.
Sure.
But I really feel like I'd probably pick the Singer. He did a great job elevating an already fantastic product.
Right.
And then because he had success with that, he is now able to, you know, now you've got 400 people with enough money to spend. You know, when they were new, when they first launched and nobody knew about them, they sold them for $400,000 and they lost money. By the end, they were selling them for $1 million and they were probably making a little money. I don't know if they were making a lot. I don't think they were making a lot.
Right.
But they were making money at this point. And now you've got 400 people that know about what you're doing.
Yeah.
And like it. And now what do you do next?
Yeah.
So you partner with an F1 team. And, you know, I think the classics weigh 2,400 pounds, 2,600 pounds.
Yeah, 2,700 pounds.
Nah, they're not 27.
They binge, like they, depending on options, backseat, stereo equipment. 27's like the mark.
Okay.
It's either just below or just over. So
this is 23.
And it's a more substantial car in appearance.
Oh yeah. The way the fenders bulge out, that the shot you've got going on right now is just awesome. And then you pull out more weight.
Right.
I don't know how, because I thought they already did everything.
Right.
But I think these are like 20. These are sub 23. Is what we haven't had this one up on the scales yet.
Right.
But that's what I'm hearing is sub 2,300 pounds.
Yeah, with a partial cage in it.
And they add 110 more horsepower.
Oh,
it's a 9,000 RPM air cooled. The air intakes they introduced before the Cayman GT4 RS, and they used the rear windows as air intake. And I didn't know this, and I don't have a picture of it because this went undercover after I. Jason, the Williams engine is the best. It's got, like, you know how on an aircraft carrier they put plugs in the engines,
right?
So that like sea spray or rodents or birds don't like make nests inside the engines.
Right.
This car has that. So, you know, okay, somebody out there, start making them for the GT4 RS.
Oh, yeah.
engine intake plugs that look cool, and they're in that same day glow orange and have a tag hanging off them that says remove before drive. on the Singer, it says remove before starting engine.
Right,
but I think you can shorten that.
Yeah.
Because what's remove before flight.
Yeah, remove before flight.
Remove before drive.
Yeah. Yeah. The picture that's up now is you can actually see that porthole that John's talking about, the rear quarter windows.
Yeah.
That's a super, and you're right. I mean, I remember seeing the social media posts with just the engine and the intake, out there in space.
Yeah. Yep.
And thinking, holy cow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's insane. So it's, what do you do when you get, I think Rob is an artist. He was a musician. That's art, and now what he's doing with these 911s, I know he has a team behind him, but he is the principal. He's the guy kind of pushing this forward. I feel like it's him saying, yes, I like that. No, I don't want that, whatever. And this is when you take an artist and you put them with an epic engineer. Right. So it's like a Da Vinci kind of thing, right? It's Leonardo da Vinci did a 911.
Yeah. Right.
So,
I like that.
Yeah. I can't say enough about it. I tried to get a startup video on it, but it left before I could get my phone out. It's there,
Right.
The revs climb it at least as fast as an R with a lightweight flywheel, maybe as quick as a CGT.
Wow.
I mean, it's zippy.
Yeah.
And yeah, it makes me a little sad because, when you're like 15 and you can have anything you want, if you work hard and you study hard and you do all the right things, your life, you could have that.
Right.
I can't anymore. I'm about to be 42 and I will never have a Singer DLS. Short of like my wife fulfilling her full potential or me winning Powerball. I have peaked. I've hit my stride. I'm good. I'm happy. But a Singer DLS is not in my future. And at least I get to be here and see it. I mean, what are there? 2 in the U.S.?
Maybe.
I
think so, but maybe. That's a maybe. There's one.
Yeah, and when we were at Quail last year, we saw the DLS Turbo. I dig this.
Yeah.
Like, even living at altitude and wanting turbocharged power, 500 horsepower, even if it's 2,500 pounds,
right?
That's plenty. That's
it's a lot.
That's a 700 horsepower 911 turbo.
Right. That is a lot.
That'll do it.
Yeah,
that'll do it for me.
I love the wheels on this thing.
Everything is perfect.
Yeah, the attention to detail, how they took it even a level above what the classic is.
Yeah, because the classic's perfect.
It is.
I think the classic is a perfect tribute to the original 911 or the 911. Not even the original, just the 911. This pushes it beyond that. The speaker kick panels,
right?
They're probably painted carbon fiber would be my guess.
Oh, sure.
And they're perfectly molded and perfectly gapped,
right,
to match the engine bay. So if you pop the engine bay, the whole engine is shrouded in carbon fiber that's exposed.
Right.
It looks like almost the back of the Gordon Murray T50.
Oh yeah.
Like the turbine is the fan that pulls the air out because you're making so much heat. They had to make this like perfect Venturi tunnel.
Right.
How many hundreds of thousands of dollars went into designing that fan and shroud?
Oh, I
a lot.
Yeah,
a lot. Yeah.
The tail light.
Yeah.
The tail light. The lens for the tail light.
Yeah. It's what is it? German TUV approved?
Yeah. And I mean, it's got to be DOT approved here.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, all that stuff. There's a super crazy process to all that, and it takes a lot of money and a lot of time. But Williams F1. I mean, hey, if you're in business with somebody like that, it's get ready to hang on for a ride. So
no, that thing, that'd be the jam.
Yep. That's pretty sick, man. It is interesting.
And you can come see it, at least for a few days.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't know when it goes home, but it's here. It's open. You can bring your kids, put them in it, chew some bubble gum. It's not open, but it's here. And, you know, the first time I walked into the dealership, I saw the Singer Classic. I think it's number 46. 46, 44, somewhere in there. And I had only seen them on YouTube, and it blew my mind.
Sure.
Just all of the detail. And this one did the same. If you look at the top of the car, there's a wing that's made out of both some kind of, I don't know, it looks like body color and clear, so it doesn't disrupt the line of the rear window, but it's funneling air and controlling air. The roof drops away, so you get this extra little wing that, who knew that existed? Right? You don't see it in pictures.
Yeah.
The way the taillights look, the satin trim around the doors, and the windshield with the mono wiper, it is just, you know, props to that guy. You could give me an unlimited budget, and I wouldn't come up with a car that good.
Sure. I remember when I first came down here, there was, I think, was the yellow car? No, the yellow car wasn't here. It is number 46, as you talk about it. And I didn't know anything about Singer. I had heard about it, and to me, it was an aftermarket, company that was out there, but didn't have an appreciation for it yet. Well, anyway, the yellow car, car number 46, showed up shortly after I started here, and it had the prototype carbon discs, carbon rotors, ceramics on there, which was kind of a funny looking thing at the time. But anyway, this is the first time that I'm seeing one of these cars in person, and I thought, oh, okay, that's pretty cool, right? I get that. That's neat. Also, what I didn't realize, there was a client here in town that has car number 36, and he was driving it like somewhat regularly. And so by the time that the yellow car showed up, I just, for me, I'm thinking, oh, there's not an abundance of these, but there's plenty of them around. And then obviously, as I learned a little bit more, there pretty soon, I thought, oh, this is why I'm here, right? This is different. This is the Porsche. This is
so wild.
This is the crazy center, right? For all the ridiculous stuff. And then, to cap it all off by having this DLS, show up, just like, oh my gosh.
It's
How does it get better? Well, like you say, you give it to artists and it's big. It's imagination.
Yeah. I wish I could do something like that, but I could come up with a concept. I couldn't execute.
Sure.
I don't know the right people. I wouldn't be able to manage that project. I don't know. Give me $1 billion, maybe I can come close. But that's what I mean. Like the trial and error that would be required to get it perfect.
Oh,
it's got fender flares.
Right.
They look like they're bolted on. It has this I'm purpose built. I'm race car. Yeah. You need to respect me a little extra. So anyway, thanks to the guy that ordered that.
Yeah.
To
absolutely.
let us have it here and
share it.
Yeah. Because there is literally not you could go see an ST right now at Champion.
Yeah.
They have one. It's $1 million.
Yeah.
Okay. There's probably Beverly Hills just got their first one. So they have one. Maybe it's on display a little bit. We'll get them.
Yeah.
But there's not another place, I would say, in this hemisphere where you could go and see one of those today.
Right. Yeah.
Unless you know somebody. But as a just general member of the public, if you want to go see that work of art, it's here. And I think that's part of what got me excited about this place. When I walked in, there was a 918 on the showroom. Whoa. What is that doing here?
That's cool.
That doesn't belong in Colorado Springs. So it's a really fun place to be a part of. So come and check out our swap meet tomorrow. And
swap meet.
At noon, we're doing a rev off in the Singer.
Right.
Yep. It's $1,000 for every. It's $1 an RPM.
Oh,
So if you want to take it to $9 grand in the MJLPO fund,
right.
and you can take it to 9 once.
Yeah, that's right.
That's not true.
Yeah,
None
no,
of this
that is
is
not
true.
true.
That's not true at all. That car is staying locked up. I don't even know where the key is. It's probably not on property. Legitimately. But yeah. Do you have anything else? I think we made good time.
Yeah, we made great time. No, I look forward to seeing anybody that can make it down tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
Come feed some giraffes.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
They're hungry.
Yeah, this weekend's supposed to be beautiful. It's supposed to be in the 80s up
oh
in
my
Denver.
God, what a day was that?
And supposedly on Sunday we got some rain
All right.
for it to be nice again next week.
That's good.
So anyway, I fully expect the fun that we've been having just to continue.
Yep. Well, so
got
to
anything?
everybody that's been watching, we thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dan and Brian and Brendan and Jason and Steve and Jason again, and Brian again. I mean, there are other guys and Brandon, not Brendan, Brandon.
Brandon.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, different guy, totally different guy. Thank you, and to everybody that's listening to us too. Thank you. We have a lot of fun with this, and our viewership hasn't dropped to 0.
That's good.
So we get to keep doing this. Tell your friend about how much fun we have.
Right.
Talk to him about how these idiots come in every week, week after week, and talk about nothing for an hour.
And for some
somehow
reason
you listen. That's pretty important.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
And
That's it.
That's it.
You got something picked out to take us out?
I probably should. Should I wear my sunglasses at night?
Yeah, do it. Or Rickroll, everyone. Whatever you want to do.
Well, I think we'll just do this one.
All right. Well, for Roy Orbison, I'm Justin Underwood.
Oh, you are? Hold on. I got to pause this. I'm learning. I have to turn this back up.
Oh,
where
that's
there's
right.
not music playing. And then I hit play on this one. And then maybe.
All right. Thanks for listening to the First
It's
Hits
in
podcast.
stereo.
I like it.
We need a fader so we can fade us back and forth.